Moto3 FP2, welcome to Sprint Saturday. Busy Friday is followed by a packed Saturday here at the Misano World Circuit. Marco Simoncelli as the 16th round continues, and it's here at the San Marino GP. You're in the company of Kiko Giles and Elliott York here, and after a Friday that saw David Almanza lead the way by half a second, we still have P2 to P16 split by 7/10 of a second, so whilst the 22 sets the pace, the battle in pursuit continues behind him into Saturday. Good morning, Elliott. Good morning, Kiko. Hello to everyone else watching along from wherever you are in the world. Excited for this. Beautiful blue skies. As you can see, it was a dominant day for David Almanza yesterday, especially in the afternoon. You don't really see too many sessions in Moto3 being topped by pretty much half a second, but that's exactly what David Almanza did yesterday. A brilliant final lap of a 140.596. The only rider to delve into the 140s yesterday. Tops off already over in the hills here in Misano. It is pretty toasty, not quite that toasty yet. But great to see the fans already flocking in, and brilliantly attended event. As always, this part of the world is synonymous really for racing, especially motorcycles as well. A brilliant backdrop to go racing here on Saturday. Got a couple of Moto E races as well, sprinting in Moto GP, and of course qualifying coming up for Moto 3 and Moto 2, and they're all chasing David Almanza. A really impressive day yesterday. He said he felt really happy, and understandably so, and heading into this morning, he's the rider to beat. He really is. You can see the fans with their tops off in the stands. No such shenanigans going on up here in commentary. Not yet. We might leave Lewis Sotheby and Neil Morrison, who are in the hot seats after us. A nice little surprise, why not? That is over at the hill at turn 8, Quercia Corner, a very, very popular viewing spot around here at Misano. The best thing about Misano is you can pick anywhere and more or less see all the key and crucial bits at the circuit. You've got the banking over at Cavone to see the fastest corner on the calendar. You've got over at turn 8, one of the overtaking hotspots. The paddock is so full as well. If you've been fortunate enough to get a paddock pass, of course this event is always a bit busy, you'll be able to enjoy the paddock from the race from the terraces and the atmosphere up there. But enjoying Friday, David Almanza 0.498 seconds clear of his teammate. It really was a dream Friday for Leopard Racing. Both of those riders, it seems, fighting for their ride as well, when we spoke about that at great length yesterday. Just outside the top 10, Guido Pini was just ahead of Angel Piqueras. Piqueras probably not feeling absolutely at home yesterday, down in 12th, but nonetheless through into Q2. Luca Lynette, unfortunate at the very end, bumped out of those top 14 places, and the home hero finds himself down in Q1, all the way down to the number 69 in 27th place, Marcos Ruda, making his Grand Prix debut this weekend. What a sight as we take the drone shot all the way down through the hills and across the pit lane, and let's have a look at some of the stars of the show here today. It is going to be an absolute corker, I can guarantee you that. Qualifying is going to be so vital here. It's not a long run down towards turn 1, and turn 1 and 2 are a slight pinch points. That is over at turn 8 again, as you can see, and on the top left of your screen, the 658 Memorial, just up there, of course, this track named after Marco Simoncelli, the late great Marco Simoncelli, a local hero who tragically taken a bit too soon from his 14 years ago. Where has the time gone? But all the fans already flocking in, and soon enough we will have bikes out on track in about 10 seconds time. Pit lane will open and we will have our first laps being spun here on Saturday morning, and it does go green just now, and for the moment no one rushing out down pit lane for Moto 3 and the Red Bull Grand Prix of San Marino and the Rimini Riviera gets underway on Saturday. Carpe leads them out. Let's talk about Alvaro Carpe, shall we, whilst we have that opportunity. He didn't have many laps at all yesterday. Looked like problems with the gearbox down there in the KTM IO camp in Moto 3 on the Carpe side of things. He finds himself in Q1, and more than anything, this session normally is a bit redundant, but in the case of Alvaro Carpe, vital laps about to be undertaken. This is his big data gathering job he missed yesterday afternoon. Yeah, I did speak to the team this morning, and they were pretty coy about what had happened to the machine, which is understandable from a team's point of view, right? Again, a little bit out of shape there already on the outlet. But it's an important session for all these riders, but especially the 83 at Carpe. Only completed 4 laps yesterday. We saw him at the end of practice sitting in the box looking obviously very disappointed, unable to go out. The covers came onto that KTM machine with around about 5 minutes to go, and it was session done, unfortunately. It's the first Q1 appearance for Carpe since Assen. We're not used to seeing the 83 in Q1 this season. He's had a real good rookie season, just tailed off slightly, but that's understandable. That can happen in a rookie season. So yeah, Carpe, an important session coming up to just get laps on the board. Basically spend the entire 30 minutes of this session just getting laps on the board, getting a comfortable feeling both on race pace that he missed out on yesterday afternoon, and of course, we'll see if he tries to go for a time attack as well ahead of qualifying. But yeah, he did describe it as one of the most difficult Fridays of the season yesterday, Carpe, and understandably so as well. He's had a few difficult Sundays as well. No top 8s in the last 4 GPs. P5 at the Saxon was his most recent top 5. That was all the way back at the start of July. So a little bit out of form for Alvaro Carpe. He could really do with turning it around here, but this is David Almanza. Very, very fast yesterday. Caught up with him this morning, actually. He was a little bit peeved, let's say, in FP1 with his crash late on his outlap. But FP, in practice itself, he was really, really happy. Not only did he set the fastest time and finish half a second up the road further than anyone else, but he was actually very, very fast in his runs, particularly his first run, which was absolutely lightning quick. So David Almanza feeling very, very confident, and that seems to be transitioning through as well. Having spoken with him, he seems confident. He likes Misano, and next time out as well, of course, Motegi, it's where he made his Grand Prix debut, so good tracks coming up for the number 22. Yeah, he seems to have carried the form over that he showed back in Barcelona into Misano. A fantastic weekend over in Barcelona last weekend for the 22. Didn't result in a podium, but it did result in his first pole position. Finished P4, obviously less than half a second away from the victory, and even closer, of course, to the podium. But he's put that disappointment behind him after finishing P4 and really hit the ground running here this weekend as Almanza. And you mentioned the pace yesterday, it was really impressive. Pretty much immediately into the mid 141s, then into the low 141s, and set that 141.007 on his 6th flying lap of the session yesterday. And that would have been good enough to keep him in top spot. The 141.094 was Adrian Fernandez's best effort. And then he went out later in the session, Almanza, in the sort of time attack phase. Did another couple of low 141s, and then set that blistering 140.596. So Almanza, judging from the timesheets yesterday and looking a little bit deeper into the analysis, really is coming into Saturday as so far the favourite to go on and win. That's of course not quite as simple as that, but Almanza a really strong Friday. Now it's all about bringing that into Saturday, getting a good qualifying position, and of course bringing that into Sunday's race as well. A podium doesn't seem like it's very far away for Almanza. Could it be this weekend? Leopard did win here last year with Angel Pequeira, so they've got a race-winning pedigree around here, and of course with Dennis Rodger as well. And I think as well, coming off that P4 is the best results in the class. So quick on Friday. He doesn't seem to be getting too ahead of himself either. He knows the job at hand. He knows that he is now fighting for his rider, expecting the announcement very, very soon. There are QR codes all around the Leopard area of the paddock. Who's in an announcement of who it's going to be, I'm fairly sure we can say with good confidence, and having spoken with some other media colleagues as well, that Guido Pini is going to find himself on that bike. Whoever the second one is, it remains to be seen, and maybe it's who can back the first Leopard racing victory of the year. They haven't won yet. Honda haven't won yet. It's something we spoke about at great length. But it's a good time to come good for David. Exactly that, yeah. When your ride is potentially on the line and your future isn't secure, that's when you need to start delivering the results. And fair play to Almanza and Adrian Fernandez as well. They have stepped up the game in the last couple of rounds, especially, as we were saying, for Almanza last time out. Yes, exciting news coming this afternoon for Leopard and Guido Pini. I'm hoping to speak to the team later on in qualifying, and I, of course, will be trying to ask any news on the second rider. They not always, teams aren't always willing to offer some information, but Leopard are always very honest and very open about their potential plans. They did mention a couple of rounds ago that they were waiting to see what the potential upcoming rookies might be doing in the Rookies Cup and Junior GP. So intrigued to see where that second seat goes, whether it's Fernandez, whether it's Almanza, sort of leaning heavily towards Almanza between those two at the moment. But obviously there's an exciting crop of potential rookies coming into the class as well. So, yes, it's a TBC on the second seat, with Pini picking up at least one of the Leopard Honda rides next year, which is an intriguing and exciting move in Italian. A good time to start coming good as well. This is Leopard, one of Leopard Racing's home rounds in 2025. Yes, the team are based in Luxembourg, but they are a very, very heavy Italian influence. All the big bosses are here. Mirja Couture is here, Massimo Vigili is here, and Flavio Becker, the team owner, is actually over here as well. So no big surprise perhaps that we should be getting an announcement today somewhere along the lines. But if you David Almanza and Adrian Fernandez 1-2 yesterday, if that can translate into something pretty special come tomorrow, both of them are putting themselves in the shop window. Let's let the Leopard change its spots, park that topic for a moment. Let's have a look at and see who exactly it is who's on top. It's Kiles from Peroni, so right on cue with the rookies 1-2. That's exactly what Leopard will be looking at next year for who comes up, because this is exactly what they can do. Max Kiles has been a Grand Prix winner already. Valentin Peroni has been on the podium. Fernandez third, Almanza fourth. This is Luca Lanetto, who finds himself completing the top five at the moment and is on an improved lap